Hey everyone, it's Mary again. This is second time's charm, so I just wanted to let you know that my surgery went just fine. I've been healing for, I guess the past 2 weeks or so. And, everything's going fine with it. I was nervous about it, but the surgeon was great. I went under without a hitch. I woke up. Everything was cool. I've been healing fine. No problems. So, there's that, and I'm pretty grateful for it, to the surgeon, to you guys for giving me support, everything. So, thank you. Other than that, what else? Right. I mentioned before in the Making the Sistrum video that I made the Sistrum because I wanted to write a ritual for my eclectic pagan group for Jehuti in the full moon. And I'm pleased to say that I've got the whole thing written up, and I sent it off to the high priestess of our group, so she could peruse it, and she loved it. And we're going to be holding the ritual in January, so I'm going to see about filming it so you can all see what a public Kemetic ritual looks like. Which is going to be pretty interesting because I've been part of a ritual before. I've called quarters, and I even was the maiden for a Beltane ritual once, but I have never officiated a ritual, which is probably what's going to be happening in January. I'll be officiating the Jehuti ritual, so that's going to be fun. Other than that, things have been pretty quiet around here. My parents did buy me a PS4 for my birthday, so yay! I love games. And, this was a pretty interesting experience because, we didn't go to the midnight release or anything, so it was kind of difficult to get our hands on a PS4, but they managed to do it, and I'm so happy because, they worked really hard, so I have to really give them kudos and everything like that. And, thank you, Mom and Dad. But other than that, it's like during my time down healing from my surgery, I've had a lot of time to read. And one book that I got to read is this one. I don't know. Hopefully you can see the title. It's like I can't really pick up the camera and tell right now, but it's called Invocation of the Gods, and bring this a little further. Hopefully you can see the author's name. Her name is Ellen Cannon Reed, and some of you might already recognize the name because she wrote Circle of Isis. And it was pretty interesting because I've read Circle of Isis as well. I don't have a copy of my own. I got the copy I read from the library. So it's like, when I got a hold of this book, I was like, wait, this sounds a lot like Circle of Isis. And I look it up, and yeah, same author. It's like, wait. Well, for the most part, it's very interesting because it has a lot of the same material. I looked it up, and on the publication page it says this was published in 1992, and I looked on Amazon.com, and I think Circle of Isis was published in 2002. That's what it said in their version online. It might have been earlier, I don't know, so maybe you guys have an earlier edition or something like that. But if you have Circle of Isis, I would say don't buy this because this pretty much has all the same information as Circle of Isis does. It's pretty much, the only difference is that, this has the Cairo calendar in it, and, if I recall correctly, Circle of Isis does not. But it's still pretty interesting. I like it because I used to have one that did have the Cairo calendar in it, and it's sort of like a, gosh, what is it? It's sort of like a horoscope for the whole year. And, while I don't take, good, I don't take, too much weight on it or any kind of horoscope, it's still kind of fun to have because it's like, I should do more research into this because I don't know exactly like who wrote it or why or what have you. So, but it's still interesting. And, you know, other than that, you know, it pretty much has all the same information except, you know, like in the beginning part, like, you know, where she has all the stuff like with the deities and like she had, you know, full poems and stuff in the beginning. They're not there. They're just like excerpts of them, and all the actual like full poems and songs and stuff are in the music section, songs for the gods. Other than that, yeah, you know, the best way I can put this is like this would be like the first edition of Circle of Isis, and Circle of Isis is the revised version of this book. So, you know, if you have Circle of Isis, yeah, don't get this because it's pretty much all the same information. You're not going to get a whole lot out of it. But if you don't have either book, this book would be nice to have. Or, you know, buy Circle of Isis, you know, you can choose which one. Other than that, you know, in terms of Circle of Isis and this book, I like it. You know, I read Circle of Isis before. I like that one, and I found it very useful for my practice. I'm not a Tamarian Wiccan, but you know, she has a lot of good resources. You know, her own personal you know, stories about the deities, and let's see what else. You know, she also had really nice meditations. I really love the meditations in this book. She also has, you know, a lot of stuff with hieroglyphs, and she also talks about like divination and magic and different things like that. I've not found a whole lot of good stuff, or like really super useful stuff. They're kind of useful, but other than that, you know, the best things I like about the book are the deity descriptions. You know, I love hearing her own stories. And I also like the meditations, and you know, I've used the short circle cast that they've had a couple of times before, because you know, back when I was first getting into or studying Chemeticism and really starting to really practice Chemeticism, I was still, you know, kind of gravitating away from Wicca and general paganism to Chemeticism, and so I really liked having that circle casting because it was Egyptian, but it was also circle casting, which, you know, I was very familiar with. So, you know, it kind of helped me transition, I guess you could say. Some stuff I don't really like about the book. You know, they talk about, you know, she talks about all the deities separately, like this lady and that lady, or that lord, you know, this god, goddess. And then she immediately goes from that to like, well, they're all aspects of one deity. And it's like, well, great, you know, maybe that's for you, you know, in Wicca, but, you know, not for me, you know. I am a polytheist. I believe all these deities are actual deities, not just a facet of one. Excuse me. But, you know, that's just a little nitpick. Other than that, you know, some of her personal stories are kind of weird to me. Like, she mentions this one where this one woman was like, or they were trying to pinpoint like a source of negativity coming from other people, and, you know, they were using these stones to try and ferret out who it was, or, you know, deflect it. And it's like, you know, it's like, I find that really weird. Like, you know, have you ever heard of those witch wars that people would have? It sounds kind of like petty to me. I don't know. I wasn't there, so I can't really judge, but, you know. Also too, she talks about, like, you know, people talking about, oh, like, you know, birds of prey, oh, they're predators, oh, that's horrible, you know, and it's like, where did you get that from? Do you have a lot of people who are, like, vegetarians and they don't like, you know, the idea that animals eat each other, or something like that? I have no idea. So, you know, there's, yeah, another nitpicky thing. Yeah, but otherwise a very good book. So, you know, if you're a Tamarian Wiccan or a Kemetic, you know, and you've read this book, please tell me what you think about it. If you're a Kemetic pagan, read it like Recon, do you use the book at all? Do you find it a good resource? Tamarian Wiccans, you know, Do you agree with the Lord and Lady thing, and just them being, or all the deities being aspects of the god and goddess? You know, those sorts of things. So, you know, let me know in the comments. I love discussions. Thank you for listening. I hope to have some more videos in the future. I have some more ideas. You know, it's been a little difficult to get back on track because it's like, you know, oh, I need to make a video soon. What do I want to talk about, you know? But, yeah, I've got some stuff in the works, so hopefully I'll see you soon. Synepti.